In 1961, a psychiatrist named Thomas Szasz published a controversial book titled The Myth of Mental Illnesses. Szasz proposed a radical theory, one that challenged the very foundations of psychiatry. He argued that mental illnesses were not genuine diseases, but rather socially constructed concepts. According to him, what we label as mental illness is simply a deviation from societal norms, a divergence from what we consider normal behavior. This perspective, as you can imagine, sparked an uproar in the psychiatric community. Szasz faced severe backlash, accused of undermining the seriousness of mental health issues. Critics argued that he was trivializing the suffering of those living with mental illnesses by dismissing their conditions as mere constructs of society. But Szasz remained steadfast. His work was not an attempt to negate the real pain and struggle experienced by individuals. Instead, he urged us to question the nature of mental health, to scrutinize the way we define, diagnose, and treat these conditions. He wanted us to consider the possibility that our understanding of mental illnesses was perhaps limited by our societal and cultural biases. In the more than 6 decades since Szasz published his book, our understanding of mental health has evolved dramatically. We now recognize a wide range of mental health conditions, each with its own set of symptoms, causes, and treatment options. We've made significant strides in destigmatizing mental illnesses, encouraging open conversations, and promoting mental health awareness. However, the controversy ignited by Szasz's work continues to smolder. His views, though largely dismissed by modern psychiatry, have left a lasting impact. They've forced us to reevaluate our perceptions, to question the labels we assign, and to continuously seek a deeper understanding of the human mind and its complexities. While Szasz's views are largely dismissed by modern psychiatry, they do raise intriguing questions about how we perceive and categorize mental illnesses. Despite advances in our understanding, misconceptions about mental illnesses persist. One common myth is that mental illnesses are not real illnesses. This is far from the truth. Mental illnesses are genuine health conditions with real biological causes, just like diabetes or heart disease. They are not simply the result of personal weakness or a lack of willpower. Next, let's consider the belief that people with mental illnesses are dangerous. In reality, those with mental illnesses are more likely to be victims of violence than the perpetrators. The majority lead ordinary lives just like anyone else. The portrayal of individuals with mental illnesses as violent or unstable in media and popular culture only serves to fuel this myth. A third myth is that mental illnesses are a sign of weakness. This is a damaging stereotype that stigmatizes those suffering. Mental illnesses are not a character flaw or a sign of inadequacy. They are complex conditions that can affect anyone, regardless of their strength or resilience. Another misconception is that children don't experience mental health problems. This is patently false. Even very young children may show early warning signs of mental health concerns. These mental health problems are often clinically diagnosable and can be a product of the interaction of biological, psychological, and social factors. Lastly, there's the myth that people with mental health needs, even those who are managing their mental illness, cannot tolerate the stress of holding down a job. In fact, people with mental illnesses can be just as productive as other employees. Employers who hire people with mental health problems report good attendance and punctuality, as well as motivation, good work, and job tenure, on par with or greater than other employees. These myths not only stigmatize those with mental illnesses, but also hinder efforts to provide effective treatment and support. It's time to dispel these misconceptions and foster an environment of understanding and compassion. So, what is the truth about mental illnesses? A question that can unravel a myriad of misconceptions. Let's delve into the reality, the science, and the humanity of mental illnesses. The biological basis of mental illnesses is a well-established fact in the scientific community. These conditions are not merely figments of the imagination, nor are they the result of personal weaknesses. Instead, they are influenced by a complex interplay of genetic, environmental, and psychological factors. Consider, for instance, schizophrenia. Studies have shown that individuals with this condition often exhibit abnormalities in brain structure, such as enlarged ventricles. This suggests a tangible biological basis for the illness. Similarly, research on depression has pointed to imbalances in neurotransmitters, the chemicals that facilitate communication between brain cells. Diagnosing mental illnesses, however, is not as straightforward as a blood test or an X-ray. Psychiatrists rely on a tool called the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, or DSM for short. This manual lists the criteria for various mental health conditions based on patterns of thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. It's like a roadmap, guiding mental health professionals towards an accurate diagnosis. Once diagnosed, treatment for mental illnesses can take various forms: medication, psychotherapy, lifestyle changes. These are all part of the arsenal in managing these conditions. The choice of treatment depends on the individual's specific needs and circumstances. But perhaps the most crucial aspect of mental illnesses is our understanding and awareness of them. Mental health is a vital component of our overall well-being, yet it's often neglected or misunderstood. Stigma and prejudice can be formidable barriers to seeking help. It's time we change the narrative. By understanding the reality of mental illnesses, we can foster empathy, break down barriers, and create an environment where individuals feel supported in their journey towards recovery. Mental illnesses are real, complex, and often misunderstood conditions. They deserve our empathy, understanding, and attention. Today, we have debunked some of the myths surrounding mental illnesses. We've traveled through the labyrinth of misconceptions, illuminated the dark corners with the light of truth, and emerged enlightened. From understanding that mental illnesses are not a sign of weakness or a character flaw, to realizing they are not a result of a lack of willpower, we've made significant strides. The importance of dispelling these myths cannot be overstated. They create unnecessary barriers, fostering misunderstanding and stigma. They prevent individuals from seeking help and hinder our collective understanding of mental health. Every single one of us plays a vital role in continuing to challenge these misconceptions and stereotypes. As we journey forward, let's pledge to keep our minds open, continue to seek knowledge, and strive for a world free of stigma. Thank you for joining us in this enlightening journey. Subscribe for more content like this, and together let us continue to learn and grow.